Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. It is our weekly nursery update. I am Jenny and here we are at the nursery. It is the second full week of August here in North Carolina, and so it is hot, it is humid. We got the cicadas going. I'm sure you will hear them as we go through. So we have got some great things flowering and blooming that we want to show you. So I know we've talked about this a bunch of times before, but August in North Carolina and the South in general can be a tricky time to plant. So even if you see something that you like and that you want to add to your garden, maybe you're not ready to plant it right now, take notes. Write down the names of the plants that you like, because this fall then you can come to the nursery and say, hey, Jenny, I want this plant that you were talking about, and I can go grab it for you and you get to have it. So this is a great time to start planning your garden, getting some inspiration and some ideas, because we have got some great things for you. August means that some of the plants, especially kind of your annuals, may be starting to look a little sad. I know there's things here at the nursery that are starting to look a little sad. They got planted early in the spring. Maybe you forget to water them. And so they look a little sad, but there are shrubs and perennials this time of year that are in all of their glory and are absolutely gorgeous. So I want to show you some of those things. Speaking of, over here we have got, these are two different varieties of the crepe myrtle shrubs. These are all part of the Barista series, and they are shrubs, they are not trees. So some of you sweet folks out there like to take trees and make them into shrubs. Well, you really just need to get a crepe myrtle shrub. So this particular one is bubble tea, and I'm going to try to find a tag for you to show you exactly. It is this gorgeous kind of a lavender colored bloom on it. So here you go, so that you can see the tag. Once again, these are the Barista series. So all of the names of the plants have these coffee or tea names. Now, so you get an idea. So this is bubble tea. It will get to be about, for us in the South, it's going to get a little bit bigger than what it says on the tag. So it's going to be around that 3.5 foot height. It's going to be about 4 feet wide. Of course, crepe myrtles need full sun, but it is hardy in zones 6 through 9. That is what is so great about this Barista series, is that they are more cold hardy than some of the traditional crepe myrtles. So really neat. I mean, clearly, it's gorgeous. There's nothing else to say about that one. And then beside of it over here, we have cherry mocha. And somehow the tag got disappeared from cherry mocha. But I'm just going to show you this just gorgeous, what I would call like a raspberry colored bloom on it. Thinking it's going to be a little bit smaller than bubble tea. But Google it. You know, Professor Google is a very smart professor. But this is cherry mocha, crepe myrtle. So just Google it and it'll tell you all your information. Now you will notice that we have got these great green grasses right here. This is pink muhly grass. Now, if you're not familiar, like right now, you're like, it's just kind of a green, wiry looking grass. But if you are, especially I think if you're a southerner, maybe in other parts of the country, I'm not sure, but I know here in the South, these are very drought tolerant, heat loving perennial grasses. And a lot of times you will see these in like commercial landscapes and even along highways, because they are so low maintenance, drought tolerant. But in the late summer, early fall, they put on these clouds of pink blooms. Looks a lot like cotton candy. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you'll drive by and it's just this mass, this bank of these little pink, fluffy plumes. That is the pink muhly grass. So this is what it looks like when it's not blooming. It will be blooming later on, probably end of August into September. Absolutely gorgeous. It does like it hot, so it's one of the last things to come up in your garden. So if you can put other things in front of it, like your spring bloomers in front of it, tuck this in the back, then it kind of hides it in the spring, and then late summer into early fall, it is in all of its glory. So these are all available right here. We've got more of them. There's tons of perennials. Wanted to show, oh, let me go over here. All right. Mum season is almost upon us. Again, this is just the second week of August, and we've got some mums cracking some color. Now, the thing you need to know about mums is that mums bloom at different times of the season. So you can have an early bloomer, a mid bloomer, and a late bloomer. Obviously, this is part of the early blooms because you never know what weather's going to be like anywhere. I mean, my word, this time last week we had a hurricane coming through. Then Sunday we had an earthquake. So, I mean, you know, welcome to North Carolina. If you don't like the weather, just hold on. It'll change in 5 minutes. So it could be like cool weather all of a sudden is upon us and we need to have some mums. So this is the first set that's going to come through. Just an absolute pure yellow bloom. Now, when you buy mums, unless you're having a party like, you know, that weekend, I would suggest that you buy your mum when it is either just cracking some color or it's covered in buds. Rarely do we really encourage you to buy a mum when it's in full bloom. I want you to enjoy it in all its potential. So when it starts to crack some color, that's when you want to get it and take it home. Now, obviously, if you're having a party or some sort of event where you need a lot of decoration, of course, you're going to want it in full bloom. These are all what we grow are the Belgian mums. They can be, and they technically are, perennials for us in this area. There is a trick, though, to making them a perennial. I personally treat my mums as an annual. I enjoy them for the fall. Once the freeze comes, they're toasted, then they're done. But I have a lot of people who really enjoy having them as perennials. In order for your mum to be a perennial, you need to get it in the ground as soon as possible. Basically, that means right now. So we have mums that are available that you can come get and get them in the ground. So from now, you know, kind of the beginning of August through the end of August into the early September, you can put these in the ground, keep them watered, and let those roots get established. So that's the whole idea, is that you've got to get this in the ground so that the roots can get established before a real hard freeze hits. Once the roots are established and are happy in their new home, then it can be a perennial for you. So that's the trick on how to make a mum a perennial. Getting it in the ground early and making sure you have the right kind. So like I said, these are Belgian mums. They are all going to be perennials for us. Or if you want to treat it as an annual, you can do so. We put them all in these great terracotta pots because for me personally, by the end of the summer, I'm ready just to take a gorgeous mum and put it on my front porch. I don't want to have to repot it. So we intentionally put them in these terracotta pots so they're pretty and you don't have to you have to repot them unless you want to. So mums are beginning to become available. We'll go this way to go through the massiveness of Aqua Pot land and Vertigo Grass. Y'all have seen this space evolve over the season, and when they say that Vertigo gets to be 4 to 8 feet tall, they're not lying. This grass is, oh my word, it is huge and it is massive. It is so big that it's actually overtaking the Supertunia Vista petunias. I mean, they're in there somewhere, just barely. And then of course the sweet potato vine, they are in there, but yeah. So this will be fun when we have to empty these pots this fall. So come on, let's go down. We still have butterfly weed. Remember, butterfly weed is a native grass, not a grass, native plant. We have honeybees. So obviously the pollinators love them. Remember, this is the host plant for the monarch butterfly. They will do their entire life cycle on this plant. It loves it hot, it loves it dry, it loves to be neglected. You don't fertilize it, you get it established, and then you just leave it alone and it does its thing. It does these really cool seed pods on it. So this is where a bloom was, and then that is the seed pod. And we've had some really interesting bugs on these with all sorts of bright colors. So any of you entomologists out there that happen to know what these bugs are, you can feel free to, see, and they're very shy. They don't like to be on camera. They certainly know when we're coming for them. So want to take you over here There's some areas in here that don't look so hot, so just ignore those. But we have got the perennials that we potted up are coming along absolutely fantastically. This is Chicago Apache daylily. This is a brand new one for us this year because so many of you were asking for a red daylily, and this is it. So, you know, zones 3 to 9, so very, very versatile. They are here, they are coming up. Tons of the proven winners. The rest of the daylilies are proven winners. Of course, the Primal Scream, so forth and so on. We'll show you some more in a little bit, but that Chicago Apache with that red color, so pretty, so pretty. Coming over here, we have the Amsonia. This is the proven winners Amsonia. Guys, I just can't like tell you, this was a bare root. Like when we planted this, it was a root. There was no foliage, there was no plant, nothing. And look at this. Amsonia is a great one. This is Storm Cloud. It's gonna be about 24 to 30 inches tall. When it first starts to come out of dormancy, the foliage is a nice, really deep color, and then it puts on beautiful, pure blue blooms. Amsonia is a native perennial for our area. It is hardy in zones 4 to 9. So you can tell that these are just loving life. They are ready to go. Like you can get these and put these in the ground. Fancy Dianthus. This is brand new for next year. So if you want to be ahead of the game, you come and get your Paint the Town Fancy. It is hardy in zones 4 to 9. It is a semi-evergreen, well, foliage, I should say. So it will keep its foliage. Of course, the blooms will come in the early spring. You can kind of shear them down and they'll rebloom. Just a beautiful bicolor. So excited about this. And then, of course, we have fuchsia. Fuchsia is the one that we've always had, fuchsia and magenta. Magenta's in a different area. Just gorgeousness. So come on, let's go over here. I do want to give you a little update on, I don't know if we ever officially showed you this Aqua Pot. This was a fun Aqua Pot that Christine and I kind of threw together late in the season. This is perfect for fall. It is Sedona Sunset Coleus, and of course all these are proven winter annuals. You know, we only do PW annuals here. So Sedona Sunset, then the Lantana. This was one Lantana, Citrus Bliss, I want to say. I hope I'm right on that. So that guy's in there. Then a red caladium. This caladium's great because it can do sun or shade. And then tucked in here in the corner is a little bit of vermillionaire. So vermillionaire is kind of down there on the corner, but you'll see little spikes coming through. So of course, remember the vermillionaire and the lantana, your hummingbirds, your butterflies, all love these. They love the sun. So it's great in this Aqua Pot. It's doing fantastic. And all right, overall, this container still looks okay. But what I really want to show you is this Silver Falls Dichondra. So many of y'all have just fallen in love with this plant, as have I. It has trailed down and it has actually started to root into the gravel. This is a fantastic foliage plant. Whether you put it in a container, hanging baskets, it is absolutely gorgeous in a hanging basket because it comes down. So make sure you add this to your list and you come early in the spring and get this because bless y'all's hearts, I've even had people this late spring, summer say, well, can I just take a clump off of yours? I love you, but no, you're not going to take a clump off of my plant. Moving on over into the pines. It's so serene over here. There are so many great things going on here. I mean, it's just, there are hostas galore. These are going to be some new perennials for next year. You know, PW sends those to us. So we have a new euchera. This is the toffee tart. So that is what that is. A really neat kind of green and brown color to it. Hardy in zones 4 to 9. So that's a fun one. This one for us is going to be interesting to see how it does because it is a shade-loving perennial, but is only hardy to zone 7. So it's hardy in zones 3 to 7. Of course, here we are a 7B. So obviously it's done really well. I mean, it has gorgeous growth on it. I have not had any blooms yet. Don't know if I will this year because it's, you know, it's the first year and we got it a little bit late in the season, but Heaven Sent is really a neat one. And then I want to show you over here real quick some of the new, because I have not shown you these at all. These are the new introductions from Proven Winners annuals that love the shade. So there are 3 different kinds of impatiens. This one is the Infinity Orange. So there is orange. There is, oh, Jerry has the tag, thank you so much. Blushing Crimson, one of my favorite ones. It is just a gorgeous bicolor of pink. Super, super pretty. It's a great one. And then this one, oh my goodness, Infinity Light Purple. Now, personally, I would not call this light purple. It's like a deep, rich purple, but it's fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I have shown you these before, but I haven't shown you the white. So this is new, these begonias. This is the Double Up series. You have seen the pink and the red when we did the video of the new trial garden. Well, this is the white. Look at that beauty. Pure white blooms. Nice, really gorgeous foliage on it. This is one plant that's in this container. Love these begonias because they are sun to shade. They do great in landscape. They do great in containers. Very, very versatile. And when you get around this side, look at that. Look how pretty that orange is. I mean, that's getting to be pretty Clemson orange right there, if I do say so myself. Really nice. Oh, you could put the orange and the purple together. Go Tigers. So, lots of good information there. Let's see if we can come this way. We're going to tiptoe right quick through. All the hostas are just coming along so nicely, doing great. The fall is a great time to plant your hostas because then they have all winter for their roots to grow and develop and get nice and big. So, oh, one more thing and then we're going to go because I know y'all have other things to do than just sit here and watch me talk about plants all day long, which I could do. Gorgeous hydrangeas. So in here we have the blue jangles, tough stuff. This is all tough stuff. I see a tag. Let me grab it. Somewhere in here are blue jangles, but I don't know where. So PW, tough stuff hydrangea is a great, great hydrangea. This is going to be a little bit more shade requirements than, like, say, the Limelights or Panicle hydrangeas. These need to be a little bit more shady. They are a mountain hydrangea. They are the serrata type in that family of hydrangeas. So if you remember the video we did about hydrangea kind of 101, go back and remember serrata. And this is going to be about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So a nice little petite one. Great under a tree. You could even put these in a container. We have people ask, can you put hydrangeas in containers? You can. You just have to make sure that you get a large enough container and that you get the right hydrangea. These are going to be, as far as like the color, will be dependent on your pH. So it's going to be anywhere from the pink to the blue, anything in between, depending on your soil. Blackhead Susans. Fantastic native perennial that this time of the year shows you massive color, absolutely gorgeous. Then you pair it with a perennial grass behind it, like this Hamlin. I mean, folks, y'all just can't go wrong with this. I love this together. How beautiful would that be as a bed right here? I mean, gorgeous. Hamlin grass is a great perennial grass. Let me show you it's a fountain grass. Does that great white bloom on it. So pretty. It is hardy in zones, 5 to 9. I had to look real quick. And this is about as tall as it's going to get. It's not going to be real huge. Really about 2 to 3 feet tall, including with the little plumes on it, so that you can see, of course, it will just fill out, but just a beautiful perennial grass. It is not invasive, so you don't have to worry about having baby hamlins all over the place. But it's been a quick, semi-quick maybe. No, Jerry says no, hasn't been quick. Tour of the nursery. So much going on. Oh, I did forget to tell you this. See, I get so excited about the plants in front of me, I forget to tell you other things. For my local people, we are going to be offering spring flowering bulbs this year. So I think they are set to arrive in September. We have loads of different types of spring flowering bulbs coming to you. So tulips, jonquils, what do they call alliums, all sorts of things, deer resistant ones, squirrel resistant ones, all sorts of spring flowering bulbs that you can get here locally. Then in October, we will have amaryllis bulbs. So of course, amaryllises are very synonymous, famous with Christmas bloomers. They're those great stalks that have those massive, gorgeous blooms on them. So we will have amaryllis bulbs for you to do. Super easy to do indoors with your kids. It is a fun project because you can literally watch them grow before your very eyes. So if you are local, come see us for your spring flowering bulb needs and your amaryllises. Just stay tuned for these local updates. Jerry's mouthing behind me. AquaPots. We have had so many people asking about AquaPots already for next year. We are not getting in any new AquaPots for this fall. They are going to come in this winter, sometime between December and January. We are already going to go ahead and start taking pre-orders for AquaPots because people, like within 2 days, we had a bunch of people asking if they can go ahead and order their AquaPots. Yes, you can. So if you want to go ahead and order your AquaPots, pre-order is 50% down on our website and our social media this Saturday. Whatever that date is, this next Saturday that's coming up, it will go live. We will have graphics on the different colors that we have, the sizes, and the prices. You will need to send me a message and say, I want this color of these sizes with this number. Then I will be back in contact with you to take your payment information. 50% down now, 50% when they come in. So if you were one of my local people looking for AquaPots, or if you're not local but you're semi-local and you want to order them, just look for it this coming Saturday on all of our social media and our website, gardeningwithcreekside.com, for all of the information there. Okay, that little video got a little bit longer right there at the end because I forgot what I was supposed to tell you at the very beginning, but that's all right. Hope y'all have a fabulous day. We appreciate you. Stay cool, stay safe out there, and we will see y'all next time. Bye, friends.